fans, welcome to today's United Premier Soccer League match between the Fountain City FC and your Georgia Revolution. And now for your starting lineups. First for Fountain City FC. Wearing number 88, Lambros Averginos. Number 1, Rodnell Clay. Number 77, Mohamed Diallo. Number 2, Kevin Ditzler. Wearing number 20, Kai Downs. Number 16, Manuel Duran Gonzalez. Number 11, Alonzo May. Number 4, Federico Necrasis. Number 8, Martin Ramos. Number 10, Nathir Salman. And wearing number 7, Tristan Schittle. And now the starting lineups for your Georgia Revolution. Number 14, Elaine Scarrett. Wearing number 10, Shamar Palmer. Wearing number 19, Lennox Dixon. And number 6, Ricky Martinez. Number 21, Okeen Powell. Number 24, Casey Newman. Number 5, Luke Charles. Wearing number 3, Lewis Green. Number 17, Alik Scarrett. Number 2, Marley Stevenson. And number 98, Joshua Ward. And now we welcome you to stand for the playing of our national anthem.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Eagles Perch here in McDonough, Georgia for this UPSL Georgia Premier Division match between Georgia Revolution and Fountain City SC. Georgia Revolution looking to stay unbeaten as they have a hot start to this fall season, as Fountain City are looking to get back on track. Last time out, Georgia Revolution win over at Silverbacks Park last week, whereas Fountain City lost to Vinitento. Georgia Revolution has 4 wins and 1 draw on the season so far. Top 3 in the table, trying to keep pace with the top Dalton and KSA. Fountain City has 2 wins and 4 losses in their debut season in the Premier Division of the Georgia. unfortunately for the Georgia Revolution, last week leading goal scorer in the conference, Martin Saucedo, who is also tied for the all-time goal scoring record, went down in the first half and is unable to compete today. So the Revolution are gonna have to find someone else to pick up the slack when it comes to goal scoring for them. Georgia Revolution doubling Fountain City's goal production so far this year. Fountain City scored 8 goals. Georgia Revolution scored 16 as we're off. It's Ramos for Fountain City got the game started. Shamar Palmer for Georgia Revolution trying to get off start hot, and there it is! Elaine Scarrett, 20 seconds in. And need I say much? I did say that Georgia Revolution were gonna have to find somebody to replace Martin Saucedo. And Elaine Scarrett scores in 20 seconds. Second straight home match that the Revolution have scored early. A few weeks back against crosstown rivals Albion, they scored in the first 2 minutes. Today they score in the first minute. Georgia Revolution loves getting out on the front foot. They've done very well with it this year, especially at home. As that ball's out, it's going to be a Fountain City throw. Leading goal scorer for Fountain City, Tristan Scheidel. Also the captain for them. Now Lennox Dixon has it for the Revolution. He's got Elaine again. Elaine takes another shot, but this one's blocked and it's cleared out. Goal line clearance. Federico Necrosis with the goal line clearance there. Fountain City shaking up a little bit in these early minutes as Georgia Revolution puts on the gas. Fountain City coming up from down south in Columbus, Georgia. So that's going to be a goal kick for Fountain City.
That Georgia Revolution goal is brought to you by number 14, Elaine Scarrett.
Because Elaine has to come in the start for Martin Saucedo, we have both Scarrett twin brothers out there. Alik, his brother, is playing defense. As Fountain City goes off, and Casey Newman intercepts it. Now to Ricky Martinez. Ricky Martinez tried to get Elaine, but they got tied up there, and that could be a little bit of the problems you're going to see for the Revolution today, as Martin, the leading goal scorer in the whole conference, who's usually right there, has done pretty good at getting comfortable with his midfielders, and Elaine's usually one who comes in later in the game, so there'll be a little bit of a adjustment for some of the guys. So that ball makes it into the stands.
Fans at the Sellers Law Firm LLC, you are not just a client, you're family. Sellers Law Firm, proud title sponsor of your Georgia Revolution.
It's Kai Downs for the throw-in for Fountain City. It's intercepted by Casey, but it goes back out. Kai Downs is going to have another chance here. Ball bouncing around. Arnell Clay got fouled. Could be a dangerous situation for the Revolution. Tristan Scheidel is going to take it, leading goal scorer for Fountain City. See if he goes for goal or tries to do something back post. Deer Salmon tried to dribble out of there, and he ends up getting out of that. As he crosses, sends it in. Casey Newman there for the Revolution. Almost falls to Scheidel. Be a Fountain City throw here. See if they try to go long. Back to Scheidel. Scheidel crossing it in. Trying to find someone back post. Rodnell Clay was there, but it's going to roll out for a Revolution throw. Ricky Martinez tries to get on that for the Revs, but Acrostas has it. Now Downs. It's intercepted by Palmer. Palmer's going to let that one run out. Unfortunate there is that is left off a Revs player. Now Downs is going to have it for Fountain City for a throw. Casey Newman there for the Revolution. Now Ricky Martinez finds Stevenson. Now it's Palmer. So Lane Scarrett was there as Ricky Martinez tries to run it down. Lennox Dixon there, but it's going to bounce off him and roll out for a Fountain City throw. Crosses. Tried to find Clays. Now it's sent in. Luke Charles there, heads it back to Joshua Ward. Folks remember, Joshua Ward was playing in CONCACAF Nations League with St. Kitts and Nevis just a few weeks ago. So Luke Charles goes back to Ward. Ward pressured, calmly gets it out to Alik Scarrett. Alik to Martinez. Got Lennox Dixon out wide. Finds Dixon. Dixon scored 2 screamers last time out at home 2 weeks ago. As Powell goes to Green. Finds Scarrett. Now Luke Charles. Luke Charles finds Casey Newman in the middle. Now over to Scarrett. Scarrett's got Dixon running with him. He sends it to Dixon. Oh, what a great sliding tackle that was. It was Kevin Ditzler for Fountain City, the pivotal tackle. Now the Revs find Newman. Newman can't keep it. We got a drop ball there. And the crosses. Got Downs on the outside for Fountain City. Founds Ramos. Now Scheidel. Joshua Ward with the save. Goal kick. Tristan plays it up a little bit there. Joshua Ward with a strong tackle in. Tristan Scheidel back on his feet. As Lewis Green gets us back underway. Green sends it to Ward. Ward now over to Charles for the Revs. Back to Green. Green taking his space. Revs love to go long. He's tried to find Scarrett. It's usually where Lennox Dixon is. Shamar Palmer there for the Revs. Now Downs for Fountain City. Oh, Bounces off the shin pad. It's going to be a Revolution throw. It's Marley Stevenson now grabbing the ball for the Revolution. 10th minute. Revolution's leading 1-0. As Shamar Palmer finds his way around his defender. Dribbles to nobody's in the box. Now sends it over to Lennox Dixon. Lennox trying to cross it in. Trying to find Scarrett on the back post. Didn't get quite enough air on that one. Cross this. Avgarinos, the goalkeeper for Fountain City. Sends it back to Necrosis. Now Casey Newman steps up, back to Avgarinos. Fountain City having a hard time getting out of their back here. As Avgarinos just decides to send it down. Now Joshua Ward, goalkeepers trading passes to each other there. Lewis Green for the Revolution, trying to get there. Rodnell Clay deflects that out for Fountain City. It's going to be a Revolution throw now.
Fans, we'd like to thank all of our amazing sponsors: the Sellers Law Firm, Buddy Kelly Properties Inc., State Farm, Ryan Brakefield Agent, Element Certified Public Accountants and Consultants, Suma Sportswear, Fellas Family Vision, and I Love McDonough.
Lennox Dixon dancing out of trouble, sends it to Scarrett. Scarrett. So Scarrett to Scarrett combination doesn't quite get off there. The Revs are finding dangerous lanes to pass through. Powell for the Revolution, trying to dribble out of trouble. Fountain City has it. Nathir Salmon turns it over. Powell. Stevenson, back to Powell. Now to Palmer. Palmer's got some space. He's got Newman in front of him. Decides to slow it up and send it back to Powell. Revs just taking their time. It's Luke Charles. Kicks that one out too far. Trying to find Scarrett. Alik Scarrett, that is. Ramos lost it, tries to win it back. Ricky Martinez gets it for the Revolution. Now Luke Charles. Soft touch there, almost dangerous. As apparently that was out of the box. That's going to be handball. Free kick right outside the box. That was another little mistake. Revs have made a couple of those this year. As Luke Charles tried to hit it back, but he hit it a little too lightly to Josh Ward. Josh Ward had to charge that ball, and he ends up touching it outside the box for a handball. Tristan Scheidel for Fountain FC, as I said earlier, leading goal scorer. Joshua Ward there, what a block! Joshua Ward. It's Mohamed Diallo was tried to clean that one up after Joshua Ward stopped the initial shot. But Joshua Ward able to pick it off his head and still stays scoreless. That's something that the Revs have been trying to do so far. They are unbeaten this year. They haven't had many shutouts. They had one last week. That was the first one they were able to do. The Revs get a foul as Lennox Dixon was fouled. Lewis Green pushing up. Lewis Green, a big option on free kicks. Ball sent in towards Green. That ball's out by Fountain City. Revs got to recover here. Ramos for Fountain City, trying to find an option. Trying to find Scheidel. Luke Charles is there. This time he puts a little more juice on it as Ward sends it back to Charles. Charles takes a touch, finds Stevenson. Stevenson gets around, sends it to Palmer. Palmer trying to find Scarrett, a lane, and that's not going to get a call. I don't think Scarrett was going to get to that ball anyways. It's now Rodnell Clay. Diallo. Fountain City. Joshua Ward there. Fountain City had a good little spell there, passing the ball around. I'd say these two clubs are two of the ones that you like to see in a Georgia Premier Division, as both are run very professionally, as it should be. It's clubs like these that will increase the popularity of this league and this sport within the state. Now Dixon trying to feed Shamar Palmer, doesn't get there. Ricky Martinez fighting. Clay has it. Salman. Finds Downs. Salman. Got Rondell Clay trying to go there. He's going to find him. As he tries to send it into the box, Joshua Ward's there. Scarrett for the Revs, back to Green. Over to Charles. Charles has got plenty of time. He finds Palmer. Stevenson out wide. Shamar Palmer decides not to go that way, decides to recycle it back. Revs being patient, not trying to force anything here. Now Ricky Martinez lets that go, but it falls to Scarrett. Sends it back to Ricky Martinez, and he gets fouled. See if the Revs draw up something again. Lennox Dixon sends it in, tried to find Green. Tristan Scheidel was there for Fountain City. Now Palmer's got it inside the box. He sends it in, and it's offside by Luke Charles. Offside. Shamar Palmer didn't agree with that one, but Luke Charles was there. Revs are getting good on those set pieces. Ramos trying to find Scheidel. Scheidel's got Diallo wide, and he's gonna get a corner, I believe. No, they're gonna call a goal kick. I believe that was a corner for Fountain City, but Georgia Revolution got lucky there. Mohamed Diallo was streaking in by himself, back post. Nobody covering him. Lewis Green gets us started against Ward. Ward back to Green. Green taking his time. Now gets it over to Charles. Charles almost scored that goal a minute ago. So he just sends it in deep. Necros is there. Finds Clay. Clay makes a turn. Stevenson there. So he dips it out. Now Shamar Palmer gets on it, but Clay intercepts again. Scarrett Salmon and Clay got tangled up there, took the ball from each other. Revs are able to keep possession here. Try to go wide as Scheidel there. Stevenson for the throw in for the Revs to Palmer. Palmer takes his touches. Palmer finds Martinez. Martinez fighting hard in the midfield there. Now Clay fouls Martinez. It's now Green. Revs get it going quickly. Finds Scarrett. Lee Scarrett tried to find Palmer. It still goes out to Palmer. Palmer out wide to Dixon. Too much sauce on that ball. Coach Morrison telling the Revs to hurry it up. Move it faster, get open, get options open faster. The Revs are trying to do that. Revs back on it, Luke Charles. Diallo chasing. Joshua Ward back out to Green. Lewis Green trying to find, and it's gonna fall for Dixon. What a bounce for the Revs. He's got Palmer in there. Oh, what a save by Avgarinos. That was going straight to the head of Palmer. What a fantastic save. As he goes wide to Downs here. Downs taking his space. Little too hard there to Salmon, but Salmon keeps it. Ramos. Gonzalez. Trying to find Diallo. It's gonna fall in the middle. Powell on it for the Revolution. Fighting, still fighting. Finding Martinez. A lot of testy battles going out there in the midfield. As Martinez tries to get back on it again, still with it. Fountain City does not want the Revs to go through the middle. That finds Scarrett. Scarrett, what a good pass. Oh, he's offside. Scarrett to Scarrett connection almost happens again. But Elaine, the Alik to Elaine connection, I should say. Elaine was just offsides there as Ramos trying to find Scheidel. Joshua Ward there as he throws it wide to Stevenson very quickly. Stevenson to Palmer. Back to Charles. Fountain City putting a little press on here. Now Palmer, see if the Revs can break it. They've been very good at breaking the press this year. Little miscommunication between Palmer and Martinez as Diallo takes it up for Fountain City now. And Casey Newman there for the Revs. Tristan Scheidel gonna throw it in for Fountain City. Lewis Green there, intercepts that. Manuel Gonzalez kicks that out as Stevenson gets us underway for the Revolution. Gives it to Palmer. Palmer back to Stevenson. Now Charles. Charles switching play. Finding a Leak Scarrett. Leak Scarrett tries to fight it off, and he does. Still with it. Sends Martinez. Martinez is there. Necrosis there with him. Avgarinos comes. That was good by Necrosis there. Gonzalez finds Downs. Downs tries to get over to Necrosis. That could be a mistake. Let's see if he can recover from it. Keeps it in. Now he doesn't have many options. He's getting pressed. Martinez pressed, but he gives it back to Avgarinos. Now Downs again for Fountain City. Now Gonzalez. Gonzalez and DeCrosses have switched sides. Trying to find Scheidel. Powell's pushed off the ball, but the Revs get it. Stevenson sends it over to Green. Green to Alik Scarrett. Back to Green. To now Powell. Powell makes a turn. Switches the play over to Stevenson. Stevenson's got some space. And he goes back to Powell. Revs doing a good job being patient. Like I said earlier, not trying to force anything. Seeing what Fountain City gives them. It's now Luke Charles on it for the Revolution. He finds Stevenson. Stevenson tries to touch it over to Newman. But Elaine Scarrett was there. Alvarinos has to kick that one out. It's going to be a Revs throw. Palmer takes it for the Revs. Throws it back to Charles. Now Powell. Now Alik Scarrett. Dixon. Dixon tries to backheel it. It's going to be a Revs throw. Alik Scarrett back to Lewis Green. Lewis Green sends it over to Akeem Powell. Now Luke Charles. Marley Stevenson. Dixon for the Revs. Makes his turn. He's got Scarrett out wide. Elaine Scarrett makes a turn. Cross comes in. Nobody's there, but Stevenson's going to clean this one up for the Revs. Finds Dixon. Dixon tries to get it to Palmer, but it runs out, and Stevenson picks it up, gives it to Palmer. Palmer back to Stevenson. It's got light. Ooh. It's deflected out of there as Diallo's there for Fountain City. Now Solomon wasn't able to keep that under his feet. So the Revs were able to poke that away. Now Charles sends it to Powell. Powell trying to find Palmer. He's going to find him. See if the Revs have anybody inside. Sends the cross in, and it's too wide. Ditzler's there, but he gets it taken away by Dixon, and they send it in. Oh, Averinos. Averinos had to come in, make some good saves in the last 10 minutes or so as Solomon gets it over to Scheidel. Scheidel finds Gonzalez. Now Ramos. Diallo. Diallo keeps it in. Trying to dance around Green, but Green gets it. Unfortunately, it's going to fall to Scheidel. Scheidel trying to send. Ward is there. Off the post. Diallo. Oh, how unlucky is that? Joshua Ward lost sight of the ball there as the Revs go down the other way. Scarrett was there, but as I said, Joshua Ward made the initial save. Didn't know where the ball went. It kind of fell between him and kind of stopped there. Diallo was able to get it. Unfortunately, he kicks it off the post. Revolution with the corner kick here. 29th minute, Revs still leading 1-0 off of Elaine Scarrett after 20 seconds. As the Revs can be dangerous on set pieces with the likes of Luke Charles and Lewis Green and Casey Newman, all very tall, very good in the air. So the Revs send it in. It's going to fall to Palmer. Palmer takes his touch in. Crosses it, back post. Luke Charles is there. He sends it back in, but nobody's there for the Revs. Powell gets it. Oh, whoa, wow. Casey Newman with a deflection, a little flick deflection. Is Palmer still on it? Palmer again. Palmer chips it. Lewis Green was there, but he gets batted away as Scheidel gets it. Now Diallo. Alik Scarrett. Marley Stevenson there. Marley Stevenson commits the foul, but what a great shot as Powell takes a line drive. Casey Newman flicks it, And Averinos has to make another great save, as that, I think that save might have come off the post as well. They've had 2 post shots in the last 5 minutes as this game's starting to heat up now. It's Kai Downs. Over to Clay. Now Gonzalez now. Both teams have survived some dangerous situations now. See how it goes from here. It's Diallo. Luke Charles. That ball's gonna go out. Ditzler's gonna throw it in for Fountain City. Martinez there for the Revs, still bouncing around, still bouncing around. Still in. Fountain City's got numbers. Martinez almost gets it out of there. Salmon's on it for Fountain City now. That ball's still gonna be a Fountain City throw. Refs are definitely letting them play in there. It's getting real physical in the final thirds on each side now. As Lewis Green on that last Revs chance got bowled over on that attempted header. Ball's thrown in now. Falls somehow. Oh, the Revs can't have that happen. Ball still in, and it's a goal for Fountain City. Revs have just fallen asleep in the last 2 or 3 minutes. As we are even again, and there goes the shutout again. It's Alonzo May scoring for Fountain City. Revs got some work to do. Scarrett gets us back underway. Green over to Charles. Revs got to move it a little quicker here. He tries to find Stevenson. Averingos is there. He gets it over to Gonzalez. Trying to find Solomon, but that ball's going to go out. Luke Charles for the throw in for the Revs. Palmer for the Revs. Chips it up, trying to find Elaine Scarrett. Gonzalez is there to clear it out for Fountain City. Stevenson for the throw in for the Revolution now. Back to Palmer. Palmer takes his touch. Goes in. Scheidel fighting with him. Tries to go in between, but Scheidel's there. So he gives it to Ramos. Down to crosses. Back to Ramos. Now Ditzler. Fountain City getting a little more confidence now. Back to Ramos after that goal by May. Now Kai Downs. Back to Gonzalez. Downs off the head of Martinez. It's gonna bounce to Scarrett. Scarrett's got options. He's gonna find Palmer. But Solomon's there. He saw that pass out. Scarrett had to send that a little earlier as he had both Ricky and O'Keen Powell in the box. One little tiny through ball there, and Powell was definitely in. Stevenson now for the Revolution, gonna throw it off Martinez, who took that deflection. Martinez trying to fight hard as it's gonna come out. Ramos is there. It almost fell to Palmer's foot. Stevenson again, now Casey Newman. Stevenson dribbles in again. Again. Sends it in. They were there. Martinez chips it wide. Wow. Averinos had to run into the back of the net on that one. Saw Marley Stevenson for the Revolution on there, dribbling in. Georgia State product. Now playing it straight for the Georgia Revolution. Averinos. And we're reset with Gonzalez, Fountain City. Scarrett putting on some pressure. It's Gonzalez goes to Downs, getting pressured. Down he crosses. The Salmon. Back to Necrosis. Powell's there for the Revolution. So now it's Palmer. Palmer to Scarrett, back to Palmer. 1-2 there. Dribbles around, shoots, Palmer! Goal, Revolution!
That goal was brought to you by number 10, Shamar Palmer.
That was a great combination play by the Georgia Revolution there. Little 1-2s, flicks. Shamar Palmer gets it at the top of the box, dribbles around his defender and slots it home. That was fantastic. So we're back underway now. Revs lead 2-1, 37th minute. It's Ramos. It's it over to Ditzler. He sends it back to Averinos. Averinos looking for options. Shamar Palmer's there for the Revolution as he sends it back to Stevenson. Lenny Dixon offside there. Lenny Dixon can't believe it, but I do believe he was offside there. Ditzler's gonna take this. As he finds Clay. Gonzalez over to Downs. He's got Scheidel in front of him. Stevenson makes the interception. Palmer on it now for the Revolution, the goal scorer. Gets it over to Green. Martinez over to Powell. Powell finds Newman. Newman's got some space. He's gonna try to find Scarrett. It's gonna fall back to Martinez. Now Palmer. Finds Luke Charles. Over to Green. Green tries to slide it through, but Ramos is there. Now Solomon. Scheidel's open. It's 1v1 with Luke Charles. So now the Revs get back. They got Stevenson and Green now. Scheidel trying to take a dribble. Now Solomon in the box still. Revs got to be careful here as he tries to get it across. Malik Scarrett there to get that one out as Diallo gets on it. Now Ditzler. Ditzler driving in. Diallo out wide, still on it. And he's going to dribble that one out, and it's going to be a goal kick for the Revolution. Promising attack there. Falls short for Fountain City. As I said earlier in the season, Fountain City had only scored 8 goals before today, whereas the Revs have doubled that in the same amount of time. One less game, actually. Revs had to have a game rescheduled to later in the year. So now Green on it for the Revolution. Palmer running wide. It's going to fall right in front of Palmer. Palmer's there. Oh, Averinos. I guess Palmer refs are saying Palmer made a foul there. Salmon over to Clay. Clay back to Gonzalez. Back to Clay now. Clay takes his touch forward. Casey Newman's there for the Revolution. Comes off his knee. Newman again for the Revs. He gets it over to Powell. Luke Charles now. Luke Charles has got some pressure behind him. Sends it to Ward. Ward kicks it up. It's going to go out. Unfortunately there. Better to get it out of danger. Now Gonzalez decides to send it over to Kai Downs. Downs is going to take the throw here. Finds Scheidel. Dispossessed. Scheidel goes over, but Salmon now has it for Fountain City. Palmer keeps it in, just dunks it back into Fountain City side. Alvarinos gets it. He had Necrosis. Now Gonzalez. Alvarinos sends it long. Luke Charles is there for the Revs. He heads it back to Ward. Ward gets it. So he gives it back to Charles now. Charles taking his dribbles. Sends it long. Ditzler's there. Now Necrosis. Finds May, the goal scorer for Fountain City. Somehow, Clay doesn't get on that one. Now Newman taking dribbles, and that ball goes out. Little too much of a touch there. So we are in the 42nd minute. Revs leading 2-1 over Fountain City. Revs have a big road trip next week as they go back to Birmingham, face Birmingham FC. Now Gonzalez. He finds Necrosis. Now Clay chips it up, gets under that one. It's going to fall to Powell. Powell heads it back in. Downs is there for Fountain City. Immediately pressured by Palmer. Now Greeno's to Gonzalez. Gonzalez trying to find Ramos, and it's going to go out. Marley Stevenson is going to grab that ball for the Revolution.
Sellers Law Firm, you are not just a client, you're a family. The Sellers Law Firm, proud title sponsor of your Georgia Revolution.
Luke Charles goes long, finds a leak, Scarrett. Now it's back to Green. Fountain City putting a little press on. See if they can make a mistake. As now it goes to Stevenson. Stevenson takes his time, recycles it back, finds Palmer. Stevenson out wide. Palmer tries to get it to him, but Scheidel's there. Now he's got it. Might be offside by May, but they don't call it. And what a save by Joshua Ward. If Alonzo May was onside, it was by a hair. It's now Charles. Sit over to Alik Scarrett. Alik finds Lenny Dixon. Lenny scored from this range twice. Oh, he tries to spring a lane, Scarrett. Doesn't come off. That's a lot of the things I was talking about, not having Martin Saucedo there, as that's something that Martin would have already been running for as soon as Lenny got the foot on his ball. Now Kai Downs. Palmer defending. Back to Gonzalez now. Gonzalez looking for options. Midfield for both teams has been very good so far in this match. They've really clogged it up for both sides. Most of all the offense has to come from over the top, playing direct. It's really hard to get anything going in the midfield, both sides. Ditzler. It's bowled over there. Looks like we're going to have 2 minutes of stoppage time. So we are in the 45th minute now. Another foul by Powell. As Ramos tried to send Diallo there. It's a little too hard. Revolution throw here. So we are in stoppage time. As I said earlier, it looked like 2 minutes. Ball bounces around. Falls for Ramos for Fountain City. Fountain City still on it, Ramos. As Lenny Dixon fouls, but they're not gonna call it. Lenny Dixon out wide, he's got Palmer. Palmer back to Dixon, Dixon on it. And he crosses there to send it out. Somehow it came back off Dixon. It's gonna be a Fountain City throw. Dixon needed to pass that a little sooner. He had Elaine scared all by himself at the top of the box. If he had sent that ball back the other way, it may have been 3-1 right before halftime. He crosses, sends this one long. Lewis Green there for the Revolution. Trying to find Newman. Newman touches that one wide. Sends it back to Leak Scarrett. Dixon tried to go over the top of Ditzler. It's going to be a Fountain City throw. Crosses for Fountain City. Averinos. Porter Gonzalez. Gonzalez switches, trying to find Scheidel. Stevenson there for the Revolution, but it's gonna fall to Kai Downs. Kai Downs got some space. Palmer came back to get that one. Stevenson tries to overlap. Luke Charles finds Newman, and that's gonna be halftime. Your Georgia Revolution leading 2-1 at halftime. Off goals from Elaine Scarrett and Shamar Palmer. Stay tuned, it'll be another exciting second half coming up soon. Welcome back here to the second half at Eagles Perch in McDonough, Georgia. This UPSL Georgia Premier Division match that has the Georgia Revolution leading Fountain City FC 2-1, thanks to goals from Elaine Scarrett and Shamar Palmer. Alonzo May scored the lone goal for Fountain City FC. About to get underway here in the second half. I said it early in that first half. The midfield was a big battle in this match. Both sides just really mucking up that middle as we get underway. So Luke Charles has it for Georgia Revolution. As Clay gets it for Fountain City, gets it over to Ramos. Ramos back to Necrosis. Finds Gonzalez. Trying to find Salmon there. Now Ramos back on it for Fountain City. Dinks it over, trying to find Tristan Scheidel. But the Fountain City still has it. Now Newman gets his head on it for the Revs. Gonzalez goes up high there. Now Palmer's on it. Lennox Dixon takes a shot. Oh, diving save. Bav Greenos. That was a good shot by Dixon. As we know, 2 weeks ago here, Dixon scored 2 from about the same range. Just absolute missiles. So he tried again there. Now Lenny Dixon's gonna take this. Ref's trying to sort something out there in the box, talking to Lewis Green. Christian Corona has come on for the Georgia Revolution. As it's in, Greenos. Christian Corona takes a shot, but gets a little under that one. Alonzo May, the goal scorer for Fountain City, turns it over to Christian Corona. Looked like Ricky Martinez came off for Christian at halftime. It's gonna be a Revolution throw. Lennox Dixon. Back to Aleek Scarrett. Now Green. Green over to Charles. Backs to Ward. Now he finds Powell in the middle. Powell takes a turn. Dribbles back. Decides to go back to Charles. Casey Newman gets it over Stevenson, but it's turned over. Salmon was there for Fountain City. It's going to be a Revs throw as they get it into Palmer. Palmer back to Stevenson. Stevenson tries to find Corona in the middle, but Powell's on it for the Revs. There's a collision there between Ramos and Powell, but no call. Luke Charles over to Stevenson. Back to Charles. Charles tries to find Elaine Scarrett for the Revs, but it's going to fall to Dixon. Dixon gets it back over to Aleek Scarrett. Back to Dixon. 1-2 again. Aleek Scarrett. He finds his brother Elaine. Oh, they tried it again, but that one didn't go off. A little 1-2 mini there. Is now Ronell Clay on it for Fountain City as he's running down the field, past midfield. Oh, gets it over to Diallo. Diallo into the box, tries to cross it in, and it's going to go. It's a deflection off of Green, so it's going to be a Fountain City corner. Another match that just started in the Georgia Premier Division. It's the Dalton Derby between North Georgia United and Dalton FC. Just kicking off as May takes this corner. He finds Clay in the middle, but Lewis Green's able to deflect that over the bar. It's going to be
Substitution for the Georgia
another
Reds.
corner for Fountain City.
13, Christian Corona coming off as number 6, Ricky Martinez.
Coach Morrison deciding that key midfielder position that Ricky did so well in the first half but tired him out. It's a like-for-like switch with Christian Corona as May takes this corner again. Luke Charles is there for the Revs. But Diallo gets it. It's taken off Diallo's foot by Stevenson, and now Dixon has it for the Revs. Now over to Palmer. Palmer taking his touches. Trying to find Dixon. Dixon's bowled over, but the Revs tells him to get up. As Avgarinos has it now, as he kicks it in, finding Salmon for Fountain City FC. The two number 10s fighting in the midfield, Palmer and Salmon. He gets it back to Gonzalez. Gonzalez trying to find Ditzler, or Tristan Scheidel, excuse me. But Luke Charles was there for the Revs. So now Necrosis has it for Fountain City, their own third. Gets it over to Gonzalez. Saddle dribbles up. Gets it to Downs. Downs finds Clay in the middle. He's got some space. Got May with him. He's going to find Ramos out wide. Ramos looking for options. Going to go wide to Diallo. It finds him, but a little touch let him down there. As Alik Scarrett's able to get it over to Dixon. Dixon dribbling around, fighting with Diallo there as he switches play, trying to find Palmer. Downs was there for Fountain City, but it goes straight back to Stevenson. As now Palmer has it in the midfield for Revs. He gives it over to Christian Corona, who then finds Lenny Dixon. Revs about to get in their attacking third here. He's getting pulled, no call, and he gets tripped there as Ramos trips him up, and Lenny Dixon finally gets a call. Not very happy with the ref here, as he was getting pulled all over the place. And it took Ramos coming up and tripping him from behind before he finally got a call there. Like I said earlier, the ref is really letting them play this game out, both sides. You can't fault the ref for that. He's being consistent on both sides, letting both teams play out. So Lenny Dixon's going to take this free kick for the Revolution as Lewis Green runs into the box. As I said, we have a bunch of height advantage on most teams we play. Lenny Dixon sends it in. He doesn't get it high enough. It comes off of Elaine Scares, the back of Elaine Scares' head, and it goes into midfield, but Marley Stevenson kicks it back over the end line for a goal kick for Fountain City. Avgarinos take a free kick, goal kick, excuse me, for Fountain City. We're in the 53rd minute. Still 2-1 Revolution. As Avgarinos kick finds Marley Stevenson in the middle. Now Fountain City, Gonzalez kicks it over, trying to find Tristan Scheidel. And it falls. It's going to go in. A miscommunication by Ward and Luke Charles. They run into each other. And Tristan Scheidel's able to deflect it off himself, and it rolls harmlessly into the goal as we're now 2-2. That's going to be goal number 3 on the season for Tristan Scheidel. Their leading goal scorer for Fountain City, and we're knotted up again, 2-2. It's one thing the Revs don't want to do. They don't really get draws at home. Draws away are okay, but they've got to keep pace with Dalton and KSA up top. Got to get some wins. Let's see if they can pull this one out. It's Luke Charles now dribbling it up. He finds Palmer. Palmer finds Marley Stevenson on the outside. He gives it to Palmer back in the middle, into the box. Elaine Scarrett crosses it in. Backheeled away and cleared out by Fountain City, and it finds Diallo all by himself. And now Clay has it for Fountain City. So he gives it over to Alonzo May, the first goal scorer for Fountain City. The Revs have recovered defensively as he gives it back to Clay. Clay back to May. Now Ditzler switches play, trying to find Scheidel. Falls to his feet, and bad touch there. Scheidel loses that off to Palmer. Palmer gives it to Charles for the Revs. Now Christian Corona tried to body off and find it, but Ramos is there for Fountain City as he recycles it back to Gonzalez. Now Newman on it, intercepts it in the midfield, gives it over to Powell. Powell back to Luke Charles for the Revs. So he's going to find Dixon by himself. He's got Christian Corona running in front of him. Said Lady Dixon takes it into the third, takes a long shot just over the bar. As I told you a minute ago, Lenny scored 2 of those 2 weeks ago here. Tried it there. Revs really have to get back to what they did successfully, especially near towards the end of that first half, and just be patient with the ball. Move it around. See if they can get an opening. Don't want to force it. So now Necrosis has it for Fountain City. Looking for options. Finds Clay. But Clay gives it right back to him. Right at the top of the key. Now he switches it over to Gonzalez. Gonzalez trying to go over the top to Scheidel. He finds him at midfield. And it falls over to Downs. Downs tried to get it back to Scheidel. And he does end up getting on it. But he turns it over to Corona. Now Scarrett. Oh, what a great tackle there by Gonzalez. That had to happen, or that was in on goal. Now Palmer has it for the Revs. Dribbles down into the corner. Still has it, still has it. Dribbles around, nutmegs. But Kai Downs was there to pick it up for Fountain City. And that's going to be a Fountain City throw. So we're going to have a substitution now for the Revolution. Jason Redmond has come in for the Revs. Trouble there, Avgarinos, as Redmond immediately puts on pressure, coming straight in. So Avgarinos sends it long. Lewis Green there. Avgarino tried to find Diallo, but Lewis Green was there. Now Newman has it, crossing midfield. Gives it to Shamar Palmer. Revs have it. Marley Stevenson, midfield, over to Powell. He's in the center circle. Gives it to Lewis Green, as now Lewis Green dribbles into the center circle. He finds Corona. Corona makes a turn, gives it back to Powell now. Powell tried to turn it over, but he's there to clear it out. But it falls back to Luke Charles. Luke Charles finds Green back in the center circle. It's Luke Green trying to send Dixon. Dixon's by himself. He's into the box. Keeps it in. Dribbles around. Still got it. Oh, Avgarinos! Alik Scarrett tried to get it onto his right foot, and Avgarinos recovered and blocked it, but the Revs still have it at the top of the key. Corona, Palmer dribbles into the box, takes a shot low. Avgarinos is there. Unlucky there for the Revolution, as Alik Scarrett just needed to toe that ball in as any way he could. He decided to try to stop it and switch feet, and Avgarinos was able to recover. It's a fantastic pass by Lennox Dixon. So now Kai Downs has it for Fountain City FC. He passes it back to the top of the key. Necrosis tried to find Ramos. Hits that one too hard. Goes out. So now we have another substitution for the Revolution. A couple. As Christian Smokowitz and Thomas Diddick have come on to the pitch for the Revolution. Both are extreme offensive weapons. It looks like Coach Alec Morrison's going for the kill here. Thomas Didick, leading goal scorer for the team last year, scored 9 goals. Christian Smokowitz recently played professionally with Georgia FC and Nisa. So this is going to be a free kick for the Revolution. Looks like Lennox Dixon is going to take this. That's what you got to worry about with the Revolution, is they have a lot of very good depth. That's why they've been able to finish off a bunch of games. Lennox Dixon puts his arms up. He's going to take this, kick it into the box. Back post, loose green's there, but it's too high, too high. Goes over the end line. Goal kick, Fountain City. '60th minute, tied 2-2. Fountain City, you like this result. It's a long trip, and to get points out of it would be very good. If you're a Revolution, you definitely want to get a win here to keep pace. As Powell gets tackled, no call, as Redmond picks it up for the Revs. Lennox Dixon tries to chip it over to Didick. But Didick wasn't on the same page. Didick hasn't played a lot this year after playing a lot of last season, leading goal scorer for team in the fall, in the spring season. Had an injury to start this season, has made a couple of substitution appearances, but hasn't quite got the feet under him yet, as Dixon tries to get this for the Revs. He's got it. Passes it to Christian. As now Smokowitz gets it in the attacking third, sends it over to Didick. Diddick's onside. Now they're gonna call it offside.
Substitutions for the Georgia Revolution. Coming onto the pitch was number 22, Thomas Duduck. Coming off was number 10, Shamar Palmer. Coming on was number 23, Christian Smokowitz. And coming off is Casey Newman, number 24.
Necrosis is going to take this goal kick. Trying to find Scheidel, but Luke Charles is too tall for him, but it falls to Clay. Right at center circle. He decides to go backwards to Kai Downs. He finds Ramos in the center circle. Ramos about to dribble over the line. Finds Ditzler. He gets over. Lewis Green there for the Revs as he finds Corona. They find Dixon. Dixon tries to get it through, but Ditzler blocks it. Finds Scheidel. Now Lennox Dixon. They're fighting in the midfield. Now Scheidel comes out with it. He gets it over to Diallo, as Diallo sends it back to Ditzler. Ditzler has options, has time. Finds Scheidel. Scheidel is fouled from behind, but no call. And it's going to be a Revolution throw as this is getting chippy. But again, the refs still staying consistent here, letting the two teams play. As in a few minutes, the sun will go behind the building and the field will be shaded. See how that affects the attacking for the Revolution. As Lenny Dixon gets it over Thomas Didick. Christian Smokowitz in the center circle. Finds Redmond out wide. Redmond dribbling. Still into the box. Sends it over. Christian Corona. What a great tackle. Still in there, Corona. And it's cleared out by Fountain City. Try to get a Diallo. Malik Scarrett gets it. Back to Dixon. Dixon trying to find Smokowitz at the top of the key, but Alonso May has it for Fountain City. He's pushed off the ball by Powell. Powell still has it for the Revolution. It's it over to Stevenson. Stevenson looking for options. Doesn't see any. Still standing. Decides to get it over to Redmond. Redmond takes a dribble, but it's picked off. Fountain City kicks it over, but Powell's there at center circle, and he gives it over to Green. Green dribbles into the final third. Takes a shot. Avgarinos dumps it. And it's a goal! Alik Scarrett! Oh, you got to feel for Avgarinos there. He made a great sliding save, but he deflected it out, and Alik Scarrett was there, and he finishes it as the Revs take back the lead in the 64th minute. That's very unfortunate for Avgarinos as he made a fantastic save. He just couldn't keep
17, Alik Scarrett.
He couldn't keep the deflection in, and unfortunately for him, it bounced straight to Alik Scarrett's foot, and he was able to finish it off as now both Scarrett brothers have scored for the Revolution. I think that's a team first. So now we're back underway. Fountain City. Ramos has it. Center circle. Turns it around. Getting pressured. Revs are pressing. He finds Clay. Clay gets it, but kicks it to nobody. I think he was trying to find Diallo there, but Diallo and him weren't on the same page as that goes out for a Revolution throw. Fountain City getting some substitutes ready. As I told you earlier, Coach Morrison went for the kill, putting on a bunch of deep offensive weapons. So now Leeks Garrett, the goal scorer, throws it in, finds Didick. Didick tried to get it over Smokowitz. As now it bobbles around, Dixon's back on it. Now back to Smokowitz. Smokowitz finding Lennox Dixon. He's by himself into the box. Oh, they called that offsides. There's absolutely no way that was offside. Lennox Dixon made a run from probably 3 yards away. I think the linesman mistook Thomas Didick for Lennox Dixon there. Thomas Didick was definitely offside, but Lennox Dixon was not, and Fountain City gets away with one there. That was very good because Lennox Dixon was by himself into the box. It was a one-on-one. Now Necrosis is going to take that free kick. As he gets it over, Luke Charles is there for the Revolution. He gets it over to Smokowitz. Corona still with it with the Revs. He's fought off by Ramos. And Solomon gets it over to May. May chips it back post. Oh, unfortunate as Tristan Scheidel gets his head on it, back post, but it goes just wide and almost just like that. Very quick turnaround as it could have been 4-2 Revs and it almost could have been 3-3 in a matter of about 30 seconds. This is a fantastic game, especially if you're a neutral. It's going to be goal kick, Revolution. Got to give Tristan Scheidel there all the credit for putting his body on the line, trying to dive. He got his head onto that just wide. Now Lewis Green brings it up for the Revs. He tries to chip it over and he got his foot stuck in and it goes out. It's going to be a Fountain City throw. Ditzler is going to throw this in for Fountain City. Right at their final third. So he finds Clay, but it's turned over. Now Didick passing midfield. Oh, I tried to slide it over to Dixon, but Necrosis was there. Gonna be a Revolution throw.
Fans at the Sellers Law Firm, you are not just a client, you are family. Sellers Law Firm, proud title sponsor of your Georgia Revolution.
Revs taking their time here. Up a goal. 68th minute. As Leeks Garrett throws it over to Didick. Didick fights it off. Tries to head it up Smokowitz and it bounces off his back and it falls to Solomon for Fountain City as he kicks it really high in the air. Luke Charles is there. He flicks it back to Corona. Corona gets it. Getting into the final third for the Georgia Revolution as he gets it over to Powell in mid-pitch. Now Redmond. Redmond dribbling in. Corner of the box. Into the box. Dribbles around. Sends it in the middle. Smokowitz! Oh, what a save by Avgarinos as another follow-through by Powell. Smokowitz had a clear shot on goal, and Avgarinos was able to recover and save that one. And this game's had just about everything. Great saves, great goals. Silly mistakes, it's got it all. So now Avgarinos is going to take this goal kick for Fountain City. Revs have to play smart here, make sure they don't make a mistake. They want to keep this lead. So Avgarinos with the goal kick. Trying to find Scheidel, he finds him, but Scheidel heads it backwards. Lewis Green's there to clear it out for the Revs. It's right in the middle of center circle. Solomon trying to get on it, fighting with Smokowitz. Christian Corona gets it out, gets it over to Leeks Garrett. Leeks Garrett trying to dunk it over for Lennox Dixon. Necrosis is there. Lennox Dixon gets it. Necrosis loses it. Now Dixon on the outside of the box. Trips and falls. Oh, unfortunate. They're going to say it's a Revolution ball. I believe that should be a Fountain City throw, but the ref says it's a Revolution throw. After Lennox Dixon fell, across kick, tried to kick it around, and it bounced off of Lennox's foot out of bounds, but I don't think the ref saw it. Now Leeks Garrett gonna do a Soggy Hirsch special, maybe? Nope. He's gonna throw it in short to Corona. Corona in line, into the corner, fighting off two Fountain City defenders. Gets around him somehow, and they're gonna say Corona fouled Salmon in the corner with a turn. I don't know about that. That was fantastic of Corona to have two Fountain City defenders on his back and somehow was able to get that ball down the line. And had they not blown the whistle, he might have been able to get a good cross in to the penalty spot. But Salmon apparently took an elbow to the face. He's up and okay now. This looks like Fountain City's about to make a substitution here. Oh, Avgarinos falls asleep there. Ball goes by him, but he's able to pick it back up. As Downs has it, he crosses it in the middle, and it's going to fall to Lennox Dixon right at the beginning of the attacking third for the Revolution. He tries to chip it over to Diddick. Diddick's offside. Diddick was inside the box. He was offside. As we're going to get a substitution now for Fountain City, their first. Oh, the ref. Lenny Dixon's got to be careful. The last couple weeks he's been getting very verbal with the refs. He's got to be careful about that. As now Fountain City finds Tristan Scheidel in the mid-circle, and he dribbles out. It gets dispossessed. Now Powell has it for the Revs. Redmond crossing mid-pitch line, trying to find Diddick. Diddick's onside. It's going to the corner. See if Diddick saves it. He saves it. He dribbles in, taking his options. Finds Redmond. Redmond dribbles into the box. Goes center. Fountain City was able to get that one out. Now Ditzler trying to find May. Ditzler gets it again. Dribbles it around. So Jose Perez actually came in for Fountain City. He was the one who headed that away from the penalty spot. As now Corona has it. He finds Powell in the middle. Powell gets it over to Dixon. Dixon looking for options. Decides to recycle it back to the center circle to Lewis Green as he finds Corona. Corona switches it over to Stevenson on the other side. Now Stevenson gives it back to Corona. Corona takes his touches, takes some space. Looking for options. Off the referee. And it's going to be a drop ball. Lucky for the Revs because that fell right into the path of Rodnell Clay. Drop ball. Christian Corona gives it back to Lewis Green in center circle. Lewis Green still in the center circle with Powell as he switches it over to Stevenson. Stevenson finds Redmond. Bounces up on him. He tries to go around. But Stevenson's there to clean it up. Keeps it in. He decides to go all the way back to Ward. Ward hasn't had a lot to do. As now he gives it to Green. Green's going to pass the center line. Finds Dixon. Dixon dribbles around. Dribbles around Perez. Gives it back to center circle to Powell. Powell finds the space with Stevenson. Kai Downs is there, and it's going to dribble out. It's going to be a Fountain City throw as there's going to be a double substitution here. As Diallo's day is over.
We'd like to thank all of our amazing sponsors, the Sellers Law Firm, Buddy Kelly Properties, State Farm,
Aiden Murphy coming in for Diallo for Fountain City.
Public accountants and consultants.
Salmon's night is over, and Mike Ellis is coming in for Salmon for Fountain City. So Ellis and Murphy on for Fountain City. Salmon and Diallo are off. Perez came in for, can't tell yet. Get that as soon as I can get it for you. So now Perez is on it. Looks like Perez came on for Ramos. Ellis. Now Redmond turned over to the Revs. He tries to chip it over, but Downs was there. Gets it out for Fountain City, but it falls to Christian Corona again. Georgia Revolution putting on the pressure. Christian Corona dribbling in. Going wide to Dixon. Dixon gets it right outside the box to the inline. Dribbles into the box from the inline. Still in. Takes a shot, but it's tried to go near post, but he curls it way too far over. That was good skill play there from Lennox Dixon to dribble two guys and get it into the box. As Perez has it now. Is it over? As it's turned over, Redmond. Oh, Redmond couldn't find it. Perez was it's like the third time since he's come on that he's been in the right spot at the right time. As Smokowicz dribbles around now, getting into the box. Perez again. Didick! Oh, Avgarino makes a great save. Didick had a shot. And another shot. Alik Scarrett. Avgarino's having to do a lot of work in the last couple seconds. He's doing his job, though. So he keeps the ball out of the net as we're in the 75th minute, heading into the 76th. Lewis Green heads that over. Murphy and Ellis in the middle for Fountain City. Kind of taking the ball from each other, though. Ellis got it now. As Christian Corona is able to corral that ball out. Ellis gives it to Ditzler. Ditzler throws it in. Trying to find Scheitler. He gets it. Shoots it, but Green's there. Gets a foot in on it. Bounces out. Ellis fighting with Dixon. Dixon gets it over to Alik Scarrett, and he turns it over to Ditzler. But Smokowicz pokes it away. He's in on it. Passing center line. He's got Thomas Didick with him. And he gets Didick. Didick's one-on-one. Oh, Gonzalez fouls him right outside the box. Oh, they're going to call a penalty. Oh, I thought that was outside the box, but oh, now the ref does correct it. It is a free kick outside the box. I thought it was outside the box originally, and thank goodness for Fountain City. They did call it just outside the box, but that was dangerously close by Gonzalez. We'll see who takes this for the Revolution as Thomas Didick is in the game. He got that foul. He is the team's penalty takers and set piece takers when he is on the field. The ref's gonna go over and talk to his linesman. Like I said, live, I thought that was outside the box. Yeah, it was right on the line. We'll see what the ref says. He went over and talked to his linesman, but I think it's still going to be a free kick. And we'll see what we get here. It's Thomas Didick. Thomas Didick has a good chance here. He's only trailing Martin Saucedo by 5 goals for the all-time leading goal scoring list, as funny as that is. Martin's tied with Kwajupoku for the all-time goal scoring lead for the club, but if Thomas Didick can get going here, we might have a back and forth battle. Is that Thomas Didick looking for his red card?
That's a red card.
A red card is issued to Jose Perez.
City FC.
I don't know what happened there. Oh, I guess they're going to call that a dog so. So it gets even worse for Fountain City here. As now they have to play a man down for the last 12 minutes or so, down a goal. It's not what you want on the road. And that's a shame for Fountain City because Perez came in and he was doing great defensive work. And for some reason I thought that was Gonzalez who fouled on that play, but for some reason Perez gets the goal. I'm not exactly sure what's going on here, but Fountain City has been given a red card. Yeah, Gonzalez was the one who committed the foul. Maybe that was just maybe they mixed 16 and 6 up. And that's a shame for Perez because he was doing a great job since coming in. It's definitely 16. I think they gave the card to the wrong player. And they're calling Perez back over. So yes, it looks like Gonzalez is the one that's going to get the red card. They did sort it out. Perez is back on, but Gonzalez is off with the red. For a denial of obvious goal-scoring opportunity.
Correction. The red card is on number 16, Manuel Gonzalez for Fountain City FC.
So, the tough gets tougher for Fountain City. Now they're going to be down a man, down a goal. Hopefully they can keep this from going in to make matters worse. As we cross into the 81st minute now, Thomas Didick on the ball for the Revolution. Kicks it in. Oh, what a save by Avgarinos. Ball still out as Scheidel is able to clear that out. That is another great save. Avgarinos having a heck of a game for Fountain City between the sticks. As the ball's in now, Thomas Didick into the box. Lennox Dixon into the corner of the box. Still got it, and it's kicked out finally. It's going to be another Revolution throw as the Revs threw it in. Oh, nope, they're going to call it Fountain City throw here. The Revs caught Fountain City sleeping there. Ditzler's going to take this throw for Fountain City. Now again, playing down a man now. They've got to get this goal, the equalizer. Perez gets it over to Ditzler. Almost turns it over, but Necrosis is there. Now Downs has it. Now Ellis over to Clay. Clay finds Scheidel near mid-pitch. Sends it back to Clay. Clay trying to get it over. Lewis Green's there for the Revolution. So he gets it to Redmond. Redmond gets it near center circle. Gives it to Didick. Didick has Smokowitz. He has Redmond dribbling into the box. Oh, his pass is deflected by Downs, but Redmond's still on it into the corner. Tries to dribble around. Ref can't tell what it is. It's going to be a corner now for the Revolution. Another dangerous opportunity for the Revs. The Revs really want to get one more to try to seal this game off. Still a lot of time to play. We're only in the 82nd minute, going into the 83rd. But a goal here would make the Revs fans more comfortable for sure. Looks like Scarrett's going to take this one. Sends it back post. Didick's there. It falls off Smokowitz back. It's cleared out by Tristan Scheidel. It's going to be a Revs throw. As Corona takes it for the Revolution. Gives it back to Ward. Ward takes his touch. Gets it over to Stevenson. Murphy there for Fountain City, but Stevenson sends it over. Finds Didick. Didick tried to flick it back to Smokowitz, but it fell over, and now Ditzler's on it. Ditzler got fouled. Free kick, Fountain City. Kai Downs can take this free kick. As Fountain City's going to make another change. As Alonzo May's night is over. Coming in for him will be Emmanuel Castellanos. Castellanos comes in for May. May scored a goal for Fountain City today. Scored the first one for them. As we are back underway, Downs sends it over. Lewis Green there, takes a touch, kicks it back to Charles. Charles gets it out to Alex Scarrett. Now he gets it to Dixon. Dixon back to Scarrett. Scarrett back to Green. Green finds Powell, middle of the pitch, sends it backwards to Stevenson, but they get it to Redmond on the outside. Redmond's taking his dribbles. He's got room. He passed center line, tries to pass it, but it's blocked by Clay. And now Tristan Scheidel on it for Fountain City FC. He's got Castellanos with him, but he decides to send it back to center circle to Perez. Perez finds Ditzler. Ditzler still on it, and Ditzler was fouled by Dixon. About 30 yards from goal. We'll see if Fountain City decides to run any kind of thing from the training ground here on this free kick. It's a little far for a straight shot. Remember, Joshua Ward is a national team keeper with St. Kitts and Nevis. Just recently came back from CONCACAF Nations League. As Necrosas sends it in, Ward's there. Tried to find Scheidel back post, but Ward's there. Ward's back up, looking for his option. He decides to slow it down. Now he's going to kick it long. Trying to find Smokowitz. Necrosas is there, but he lets it fall. Somehow Smokowitz was offside on that goal kick, so Necrosas is going to take this as we are just getting into the 86th minute now. Clay sends it back to Downs. Downs getting pressured. Vigorinos comes out and clears at top of the key. Lewis Green gets it back in to the middle, and it falls into crosses for Fountain City. So he gives it back to Downs just in front of his own box. Downs dribbles around. He's getting a lot of pressure from Smokowitz as he gives it back to Necrosas. Necrosas dribbles up towards center line. Fighting it. Now he gets it away, but it's going to fall right to Ward. Ward dribbles it back into his box. Dribbles it into the corner of his box. He's going to make Castellanos come, and now he picks it up. Ward kicks it long and high. It's going to fall to Perez. Nope, it goes over Perez's head in the center circle, off Lennox Dixon's back. Lennox gets it, tries to dribble around, gets dispossessed, but oh, what a back heel by Smokowitz right into the path of Lennox Dixon. Lennox Dixon going down the line, just outside the corner of the box. He gets pushed off the ball, but no call. It's Perez. Gets it for Fountain City, gets it to Castellanos. Castellanos back to Perez, and now it's dispossessed. But Murphy's there to get it back for Fountain City as he tries to go over the top to Scheidel, but Stevenson was there, but Scheidel gets back on it, sends it wide, trying to find Castellanos, but it rolls out for a Revolution throw. Scheidel timed that run perfectly. Unfortunately for him, Luke Charles and Marley Stevenson are just a little too tall, was able to hold that ball up. Otherwise, Tristan Scheidel could have evened this game up. Lewis Green crosses way across, trying to find Redmond. It goes over Downs' head, falls to Redmond. Redmond takes a shot. Downs there to block it. Redmond still with it. Now he gets it to the center. To Powell. In the center, they're attacking third. Now Smokowitz. Corner. Redmond dribbles in, goes back. Dispossessed by Murphy. Murphy's on it. Murphy, but he's dispossessed. But it falls straight to Ellis for Fountain City. So he gives it back to Ditzler. Almost sends it way too far back as Ditzler sends it. Avgarinos dribbling it out of his box. And he turns it over. Oh, lucky there. It dribbles over Redmond's foot. Otherwise, Redmond would have had a clean shot on an empty net. So we are in the 88th minute, midway through the 88th minute. Murphy dispossessed by Stevenson, but it falls to Perez. Now he's dispossessed by Smokowitz. Smokowitz back to Corona. Corona is looking for options. Decides to go back towards center circle and Powell. Now Powell goes backwards straight on the center line to a leak. And to Green. Green finds Lenny Dixon. Lenny Dixon finds Corona in the middle. Now Didick outside the box. Shifts it over. Right outside the box. Right, won that free kick, and he sends it back to top of the key to Smokowitz. Smokowitz goes even further back to Powell. Powell finds a leak. Back to Corona. Back to a leak. Now it's back to the center line. Lewis Green. Lewis Green finds Corona, and Corona goes even further back to Luke Charles right in the center circle. He goes up to Marley Stevenson, finds Redmond on a run. He's out wide. Redmond dribbles in, gives it to Smokowitz. Smokowitz gets it back to Redmond outside the box, and Murphy's there to hit that ball out. The Revs have a good throw. Their own attacking third on the far side of the field. We're in the 89th minute, just about to get into the 90th. 4 more seconds here. We are in the 90th minute now. Fountain City has to do something if they want to do anything. They're running out of time. Revs throw, trying to find somebody. Throws it wide to Smokowitz. Smokowitz is in the box, still in the box. Thomas Diddick almost gets his foot on it, but Murphy tried to clear it, falls off of Corona. But luckily, Ditzler's there, and he clears it out of the box to Tristan Scheitler. He's still with it, Going backwards, but he gets it to Clay. Now Clay's got some room to run. Trying to find Castellanos, but Lewis Green's there. Oh, Luke Charles gives it back to Castellanos. Castellanos on the far side of the field in their own attacking third. And that ball goes out, and we're going to have 4 minutes of stoppage time. As we're 15 seconds from stoppage time, there's going to be 4 minutes. Fountain City throw. Revs leading 3-2 over Fountain City. Fountain City can't find anybody to throw to as they decide to give it to Clay. Clay tried to find Murphy, decides not to throw it. Fountain City's got to do something here. They're just holding the ball, running out of time. They can't find anybody to throw it into. Still trying to throw it in. Still no options. And they finally throw it in. They find Murphy outside the box. Stevenson's there, makes him go backwards. Murphy tripping to the corner of the box. Now top of the key. Tried to find Scheitler, but mistake there by Joshua Ward. The ball popped up. He went to go grab it, but it bounces off of his hands for a corner kick. That's not what you want if you're a Revolution fan. This is going to be a dangerous opportunity for Fountain City here, as Clay's going to take this corner. Clay takes it. Luke Charles is there, gets it out. Redmond can run. It's 1v2, 3v1 now. There it goes. Smokowitz, he could chip it here if he wants. He's got Diddick outside. Smokowitz still. Into the box, takes a shot. Oh, it goes right over the bar. Ooh, unlucky there for the Revolution. As Smokowitz had picked his head up just a little bit earlier, Avgarinos was way out of his box. He could have chipped him, but he decided to take it in, and he took a shot, and it just barely glances over the top of the crossbar. Now the ref is, as Perez fell down. Looks like Perez, he had a short night, but he's very impactful, as he's going to come off now. Looks like he was injured. Herbert Sanchez Serrato comes in for him as they try to find Castellanos. Castellanos heads it back. Lewis Green's there. Lewis Green's been a brick wall today. That's Serrato there. Tristan Scheitler tried to let it dummy and run over to Castellanos, but the Revs were there. As it gets recycled back, Kai Downs now in his own third. Gets it over to Clay. Fountain City's running out of time. As Redmond does a bad foul on Clay. And then the refs kick it away. Lucky might get a card here for Powell. No, the ref's just going to give him a talking to, but that's the last chance that Powell gets is Clay got fouled and Powell decided to kick the ball way far away. Little gamesmanship there. But the ref gave him a stern talking to, so Powell's got to be careful so he doesn't get a yellow. So we are in stoppage time. Revolution leading 3-2 over Fountain City. It's been a fantastic game. Fountain City playing with 10 as that was a terrible free kick. Gives it straight to Smokowitz. It's 2-on-2. Smokowitz goes through the center circle. He's got Thomas Diddick out wide. Decides to dribble Ditzler. Takes it into the corner. Dribbles around him. Takes it into the corner. Instead of going into the box, still in the corner, As now it's out, and it's going to be a Fountain City throw. That was smart by Smokowitz there. And instead of trying to dribble it in and give it away, the Revs gave away a win. Their one draw this year was because they decided to go for a goal. As now Powell takes a long shot. And it goes over the bar. It's going to be a goal kick for Fountain City. But as I was saying, the Revs were up 2-1 or 1-0 over Vinatento, the same team that beat this Fountain City team last week. And they decided to go into the box and send a cross. And Fountain City was able to counter and score with the last kick of the game to get that draw. Otherwise, the Revs would be undefeated, full wins. As Lewis Green tries to get that. It goes over Lewis Green's head. And Alik Scarrett fouls Tristan Scheitler. Lennox Green's not happy. Lennox Dixon, excuse me. He's not happy. But it was a foul. Alik Scarrett put his shoulder right into the chin of Tristan Schuyler, and it's going to be another dangerous free kick. Near side, attacking third, about 25 yards or so. But this is a perfect opportunity to just put one right in the back post and get somebody on the end of it for Fountain City. This might be one of the last kicks. Avgarinos was coming up, but he decides to stay up, and they go back post. Clay gets it off his chest. Castellano tries to get it back to him. They're still in the box. Now he dribbles out of the box. And Redmond's there to toe poke it away. It's going to be a Fountain City throw. They got to be quick here. They give it to Clay. Let's not have another long throw in here. Looks like they're going to try the long throw. We call it the Soggy Hirsch special here. Here it comes. Long throw in. Luke Charles there for the Revs, but he sends it straight to the penalty spot. Necrosis has a shot right outside the key. It goes over. And that's it. Final here from Eagles Perch as the Revs keep their unbeaten season alive. You have to give it to Fountain City, though. They fought valiantly. That's a long drive. And they ended with 10 men, but they fought valiantly. And you can't blame them for that. But as I said, the Revs keep their unbeaten streak alive. Still unbeaten at home. As the Revs look to take a long trip themselves next week to Birmingham to face Birmingham FC. Goal scorers tonight, both Scarrett brothers, Elaine and Alik, and Shamar Palmer. Hope everybody had a good time for this great match tonight. It was very exciting. This is your voice of the Georgia Revolution, Justin Murphy, signing off until next time.